Right, welcome back to another Beard Invades. This week we've got a normal invasion, so that's a channel that's over 100 subscribers. It's only the pre-URLs that are under 100, but you know that anyway if you watch. So now this particular YouTuber, maker, Turner, we've been trying to get on this for a while, but it's not been possible. So finally, I've got him on, and it is Shay from BB Turning. Welcome, Shay. How you doing, mate?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Now, not too bad at all, Rich.
Excellent. Now, guys, we have had some slight technical difficulties tonight, so if there's any problems, bear with us. We'll sort them out. So I've been trying to get you on here for a while. And finally, I've got you on here, so I'll promise not to probe you too hard. But it's going to be great to see the person behind the face. The person behind the name, because you know you go into so many live streams, you know, in the comments, and it's great to actually put a face to the name. So before we start, we'll you've seen these before, Shay. You know the questions that are coming up. Not too bad, not too probing. I'll just work through the comments now and see what we've got in. Right, so we've got Colin, as usual, the first comment. Mike Yu, Shop Dog. Who else? Was that Brickhouse Craftworks? We've got Doug from Pole Barn, Tommy's Workshop, Ian in the Shed, and that's all I can see at the moment. Right, let's have a little look here. Okay, let me just pause that. So, guys, before we start, Shay is currently nearly on 1,000 subscribers, not that far, 54 away, I think, wasn't it, Shay? Something like that. Before you can hit that 1K, that'd be so good. If that can happen tonight on this show, I'll be well happy. So please share this out, guys. Let's get as many people as we can watching. Yeah. I'm not sure if there's anything else going on tonight, but there's not many people in so far. But hopefully we'll get a few more in. Right. First of all, let's have a little look at your channel. So there we are, 946 subscribers. It's literally, it's nearly there. You've got some pretty impressive stuff on here. I mean, look at this. These angels are absolutely beautiful. There's all sorts. I mean, it's all wood turning, isn't it? Well, yeah, your channel is turning, but still.
Yes.
Some lovely stuff on here. Okay, right then.
Thank you.
So let's just talk a little bit about you. So, how long have you been doing wood turning then, Shay?
First time I stood in front of a lathe was about 30 odd years ago. And then I joined the fire service and I kind of went away from it. Then I got sick and I came back to it. So I've been back at it about 2.5, 3 years now.
Right. So, I mean, are you a retired firefighter? Are you? Or... Yeah. I think there's a little bit of a delay here. I am. So I'll have to do my best.
I contracted Lyme disease and I had to retire on medical grounds.
Okay. No, that's a shame. So obviously, wood turning is a big part of your time now. I mean, if you retired, yeah, okay, and your wife still works. Cool.
Yeah, she does.
Excellent. Yeah, this is weird. This is weird. This delay. So why YouTube? What made you upload that first video?
To be honest, I've worked all my life, and it was something to do. I'm not the kind of person who would sit around and do nothing. It's a hobby, and hopefully along the way, maybe I can give somebody a hand or answer a few questions, or maybe inspire somebody to do something else. Basically, I've been doing this a while, and I know the old school ways of doing it, and sometimes passing those on to the newer generation will help. And YouTube is the obvious way to do it.
Well, this is it. I mean, it's easy. Like I was saying to you earlier on, I wish there was YouTube about when I first started learning 20 odd years ago, because all I had was magazines, and books, and it was kind of an old man hobby back then, not like it is now. So it's a little easier to pick up watching someone do something than reading and trying to visualize from reading.
Yes, it is.
Right, that's it.
Yeah, it is. I was quite lucky. When I started, my next door neighbour was a very good turner, and he taught me.
Yeah.
So when I started first, I got a lot of hands-on tuition.
Yeah. And that's good, because if you're actually there watching, YouTube's great, but if you're there watching, the only way you can ask questions is in the comments, in the comment section of the video. But if you've actually got someone there that's saying, right, no, do it this way, or you're doing this wrong, or hold it this way, it's far better, isn't it?
It does. It makes a difference. It does make a difference.
Oh, Doug from the pole barn. I resemble that old man hobbyist, Richard. So, guys, everyone in the chat, if you've got any questions for Shay, please pop them in the chat with a big capital Q so I can see them, because you know what I'm like. And I haven't got my glasses on tonight, so I'll do my best to find them. So we've got my dad, Whitebeard, in. We've got Spirit and Bear in. Can't get me words out tonight. We've got Terry from TJ Turning has come along. Who else? We've got Steve Jobbins. Did I say Shot Dog? I did, didn't I? We've got Brad's Turning in the chat as well. So welcome, everybody. Douglas Mungum. So, inspirations. Is there anyone that has inspired you? And I'm looking at your YouTube channel. There's all sorts. You don't just do bowls. You don't just do pens. You don't just do pizza cutters and bottle stoppers. You do all sorts. But so, is there anyone that inspires you to do what you do?
Yeah. Well, I suppose it started with me dad. Dad was always making something, and normally out of wood.
Yeah.
But when I came on, then there was the neighbour who taught me how to wood turn. But when I went onto YouTube, it would have been Mike Walt, Martin Sabat-Smith, and Wayne.
Right.
All very good. And then there was an American guy called Al Furtado. I particularly liked his stuff because he taught outside the box.
Yeah.
He'd get this weird looking lump of wood and he'd turn it into a gorgeous days or a gorgeous bowl, and I liked that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you can.
So a bit of everything is what
Yeah. Yeah, you can get kind of caught up in one thing, can't you? There's a lot of YouTube channels out there that's just bowl turning, or there's just pen turning, and there's nothing wrong with that at all, but But it's nice to see a channel that does predominantly turning, but all sorts of turning, you know. So, Shay, we have a question from Wood Wizardry by Colin. How did the bogwood turning finish off?
It's sitting inside on a shelf, and it's really, really twisted now. What I'm going to do is, I have a lot of it down there. You'll see when we're doing the tour.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to leave it there for at least 6 months before I touch it again.
Yeah.
Because it's, as I said, it really, really twisted inside.
Was it wet?
It's still got the same little shine up. Yeah.
Okay.
It was, and I microwaved it. I spent 3 days microwaving it, and it did nothing.
Oh God.
Did nothing 3 days.
Did not. Oh God. So Claire's Crafty Corner's in. Hi Claire. Who else we got? I did notice a minute ago. So Brad's turning. He's self-taught. Just saying that. So the turning that you do, is there anyone out there that you'd like to inspire to have a go at turning? And do you do these certain things for a reason? I mean, is there any particular?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I'm doing a series at the moment on kids. People who are new, people who are worried about it, or who don't know where to start. Like, as I said, it was done for me when I started. So if I can help a new turner get the confidence to do something and actually end up with something in their hands, that's what makes it. To end up with a finished product in your hand. And if I can help somebody do that, that's it.
Yeah, brilliant. I mean, it is great to inspire the younger makers, the up and coming turners that are going to, they're going to continue this craft on. But it's a responsibility as well, isn't it? If for you to show them, and they're going to copy you. So I suppose you're always thinking, right, this has got to be done this way. Teaching them in the safest possible way is a bit of a responsibility.
Yes, it is. It is.
So, so the Flaming Turner's in. He's saying hi to everybody. Barry Jeffrey, hi Barry. So I've just seen a question from Douglas Mungum. Shay, we used to chat a lot, but you disappeared. Was you unwell?
Yeah, a little
bit. Yeah. I mean, we was talking about this earlier. But...
I had a flare.
Yeah. So it for you to, like you was explaining to me earlier on, when you produce a video, that video isn't done in one day. It's done over 3 or 4 days because of your flare ups and things like that, and standing at a lathe. So this is one thing that I wanted to touch on, if that's okay, Shay, is the Lyme's disease. I mean, for people that don't know Lyme's disease, it comes from ticks, and it's not curable, but it does have an impact on your everyday life. For instance, Shay, you can't really stand at a lathe for hours on end. So, what goes into your videos is a lot more work than people realise, I think. Like there was the gentleman wood turner, he has a problem standing at a lathe. So I just wanted people to know that, it's hard for, when you can't stand at a lathe like that for that time. Right, so, sorry, carry on. I know there's a little bit of a delay.
Like, you'll notice in all my videos, there's always fast bits. If you actually slow those fast bits down, there's always a blip in the middle somewhere. That's where I'm after sitting down and having a break. Yeah.
Totally understand. Just recently with my back issue, that day that I had to cancel my live, you couldn't see it, but I was in total agony if I could have stayed on turning, I would have, but I just couldn't do it. I was just in too much pain. So we've got a question from Barry Godfrey. Question to you both. What is the piece that you have turned that you absolutely love? I'll let you go first, Shay.
Believe it or not, it's not on video.
Okay.
It's the first bowl I ever turned. I turned it and I gave it to my mum. Mum and Dad used it as a fruit bowl until they passed, and then I got it back, and it's sitting in my house.
Brilliant. There's nothing better than making something for someone. It's ugly. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing better than making something for someone that that they're going to use. Everything I make, I much rather people use them instead of them sitting there. So,
yes.
Well, that's what it is, isn't it? Why make a bowl that's going to sit on a shelf and not be used?
Yes. Yeah.
So,
totally agree.
My favourite was the Coca-Cola bowl that we was talking about earlier, Shay. The Coca-Cola bowl that I did live. Yeah. That was such a beautiful wood to turn and so expensive. I'm glad I didn't have to pay for it. Did I see another question before we carry on? No. Okay. Right. So, are you up for a little tour of your shop?
Yeah, no problem.
Cool.
I'll stay together for it. Right, here goes. Right, now, my shop is tiny, okay? So this won't take long.
Okay.
Right then. Start at the door. Right. Rich, you're going to have to... I can't see the camera, so you're going to have to tell me if I break out.
No, that's fine.
Right,
that's fine.
Over that side... Okay, right. Over that side, on that wall is just general purpose tools, really. And in that case there's all kit parts, right?
Okay.
And a small little bench drill. I don't use it much, to be honest with you. The only thing I'd really use that for is if I'm doing a live edge bowl, is to flatten out a piece to put the chuck in. Right, and then there's sharpening station. And over there is the dust extractor. It's only a small one, but it's hooked up to a barrel down below down there that you can't see. Right. Down below there, then we have some other thing of drawers, and there's all different things in there. Then there's some big spalted sycamore blanks that are going to stay there.
You have to go down a little bit. Can you go down a little bit? There you go. Yeah, we can see now.
Right.
Cool.
Right, there's some big spalted sycamore blanks there.
Cool.
There's 24, a 22, and an 18. The 18 I can turn at the moment, but the others I can't. So I'm going to have to wait until I can afford the extension for the lead.
Oh, okay.
And there beside it is big lumps of bog oak. And they'll be sitting there for a while until they dry out a bit more. Then we have the bandsaw, right, which I have blade tension written on because I constantly forget to release the blade tension on it when I might use it. In behind there is some templates for bowls and my lightweight mask. And then down there's a jig, a circle cutting jig, which I really don't use anymore. A couple of prototypes on the wall. In the grey box is my dust mask, which is sealed.
Yeah.
Because in here it can get quite dusty. It's my all fire brigade helmet. That's what I use as a face shield because it's basically the strongest thing you can find. Tools are all along there with sandpaper above it. Right. Dust extractor, which comes to the lathe and to like a hoover. And there's the lathe itself, the Leona 1836. It was the first one in Ireland and probably one of the earliest ones in Europe. It was pre-ordered when Leona started to come into Europe. Down behind the lathe, there's two things for reverse turning bowls, and then there's the choke rack. Right. That shelf and that shelf are my working shelves. When I'm turning on the lathe, I use them like a table. Those two. Right. Up on the top, there's all Irish wood. There's a lot of spalted beech up there, and a bit of something else. Right. Sanding station up above my head, and also above my head is two magnetic yokes just for holding drill bits and stuff. And the drill bits I use on the pens, I have them. Basically, each drill bit for each pen is marked.
That's a good idea, actually.
Still right. Right down there, those bottom two shelves are my off-cut shelves. I never throw off-cuts away. Right, this shelf there, that's all exotics. Right, I'm lucky enough to have a friend who makes river tables, and I get to buy offcuts off him. Otherwise, I could never afford that much. Right, there's the one I was showing you earlier on. But it needs, and I just haven't had the time to do it. You know, like there's an 18-inch bowl on that, and I don't want to split it up, so I'm just going to have to resin it. Down there, boxes of pen blanks. And the junk box. That's just two general purpose toolboxes. Around to here and up the top are power tools. They're just a load of. They're going to be twice torn balls, but they're only first torn. I haven't got around to doing them yet. There's a chop saw under there. And these tools that are in cases go on that shelf. And then the chainsaws down the bottom. Coming over here, and there's the shop dragon.
Nice.
A couple of chainsaw helmets and a sticker board. And then basically we're back to it.
Cool. So what size? So what size have you got there then of workspace then?
It's well, the shed is 10 by 12, but I have to share it with this massive big freezer here that's in front of me.
All right, okay.
And I'd say floor spaces, it's enough for me to work in.
Yeah. So it's pretty much geared up just for turning, really. Yeah, which is what you do.
Yes, it is.
Thanks for that. It's a nice little area. I don't suppose it takes long to warm up in there in the winter. You know.
No, with the radiator. My mother-in-law actually felt sorry for me. She bought me a radiator.
Oh, okay, that's good. So we have a question for you. This is from Shop Dog Workshop. Have you had any issues with the Laguna? I thought about getting one, but heard a few bad reports.
None whatsoever.
Absolutely okay, cool.
None. Right, there was a little niggle that everybody seemed to have with the tool post. You literally just have to tighten the bolt, and it's fixed.
Okay.
Right? Just nobody was doing it, but I haven't had a problem with it whatsoever. Love it.
Cool. So we've got Jiggy's Shed, Toomprish Crafts. They've just come in, so welcome. I did say Spear and Bear earlier. I did, yeah. Well, yeah. So, yeah. Thanks for the tour. That was, like I said to you earlier. It's if you can do what you do in that small space with the tools you've got, then it's other people. It's more feasible and more that they can do it themselves. Brickhouse Woodcraft, he's had his 1836 almost a year and hasn't had the first issue, which is good. I take it that's a Laguna. Okay, right. So Maker Central 2021. Should we expect to see you there?
I doubt it.
No.
I doubt it. Pretty much.
It's a long way. It's a long way for you to come.
Yeah. No, I don't travel much now with this at all.
No.
So I said I might be fine today, and tomorrow I can't stand them.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I mean you're in Southern Ireland, so it's not just a quick jump on the motorway or anything for you. It's an air flight. It's a flight, isn't it? Really. So.
It is.
Okay, so
yes,
so tools. So have you got any tools that you dislike and you like?
Yeah, my favourite tool would be a 1/2-inch spindle gouge with a ball gouge grind on it.
Okay.
It's got wings.
Yeah.
Like the tool I hate, and I knew you were going to ask this, is that. I hate the swan neck.
Oh, right.
Don't like it at all.
Well, is that a carbide?
To use a ball gouge.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's interesting. I've never.
No, it's a HSS.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I just don't like it.
So what's the reason for that then? Because that's the first time I've heard someone say that. Yeah.
It doesn't have the same feel as a ball gouge. I can't feel it. That could just be because I'm nervous and my hands are screwed. I can't feel it as well as I can feel a ball gouge. And I find it awkward.
Okay. All right. It's interesting. So if we can stick on tools a second, I can see you've got a lot of traditional tools behind you. Do you use carbides at all, or? Yeah. Oh, you do.
Yeah, I have 2 carbides back there as well. Yeah, there's a square and a round carbide back there. Yeah, I use the square carbide for doing the bottom of boxes. I find it better than a box scraper. Right. And the round carbide, if I get a piece, sometimes when I get the exotics, there's resin in them. So if I want to get a clean cut on the resin, I use the round carbide. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I do. It's a tool for a job.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and if you're anything like me, you'll use totally the wrong tool for the job, but if the fact that it works says to me it's the right tool for the job. Yeah. So, okay, so direction of channel.
Agreed, totally.
You're currently on. Let's just refresh this page. You're currently on 951 subscribers. It's getting there. We're 49 away, guys. Please share this out so we can get Shay up to that 1K. That'd be so cool. So you've got up a few. Yes, to Wendy, I haven't started flying yet. Okay. So, a question from Wendy. I think she missed it earlier, but she wants to know how long you've been a turner.
Oh, right, Wendy. I started turning 30 odd years ago. And then there was a break because I joined the fire service, and I'm back touring 2.5, 3 years.
Cool. Okay, so direction of channel. Where would you like to be this time next year? You're going to be over 1,000. I can pretty much guarantee you're going to be over 1,000.
Yeah, well, I should be. Just plodding along, helping people if I can.
Yeah.
And as I said, this to me, like as we were talking about earlier, this to me is the best painkiller I have.
Yeah.
And as we were talking about earlier as well, I'm the kind of person who needs something to do. And YouTube gives me that, and I can give back while I'm doing that.
Yeah.
So hopefully over 1,000 and still plodding along trying to help people out.
Yeah. Yeah. That's brilliant. Okay. So that's okay. So camera equipment and editing software, what do you use for that?
What I'm on now, I use a Hawaii Y6.
Okay.
I was looking at cameras, and actually, my wife actually says to me, "You've got a high definition camera on your hip." And I went, "Yeah, I do." Because originally I tried with a GoPro, and for some reason it just would not work right in here. That it flickered all the time.
Oh yeah.
And then she said, my wife said, "You have a high definition camera on your hip. Why don't you try that?" And I did, and it was perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't see any reason to change it. It works, and it works well. And as for editing software, I suppose I'm old school. Windows Movie Maker.
See, I used to use that. And I had an update from Windows. Yeah, and I lost Movie Maker. I used to use that all the time until the update, and then it went, and you have to, it's not there anymore. So, right, yeah, you can get it. All right. Well, I use
Windows Movie Maker old version. Yeah.
Right. So I use Shotcut now, and I'm happy with it. Oh right. So I'm sorry. Oh, this vaccine's made me a bit dopey. Shout out. We're nearly there anyway. So shout outs. I have put them in the description if anyone wants to go and check them out, but I'll let you give them a shout out, Shay.
Well, there's not many Irish on YouTube, especially Irish makers. So I got a shout out for 2 Irish makers and somebody who I have the utmost respect for. Leona Fay is an Irish turner. And as far as we can figure out, there's only her and myself who are turners from Ireland on YouTube. Wow. And then there's Phil Gaynor. He's at an Irish Woodworker's Diary. Phil is a trade carpenter. And he gives a lot of tips and tricks, as well as making some beautiful stuff on his channel. And the third one is something I'm actually delighted to see. A young person turning, and my shout outs to Caitlan the Cat. I'm delighted to see, and I think it's a fantastic thing, that a young person is standing in front of a lathe instead of an Xbox.
Yeah.
I just think it's brilliant.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I'm trying to get Caitlan on, so Caitlan, if you're watching, get in touch. I think a lot of people would like to see your invasion. Yeah, we've had a couple of comments about the flickering on your with your GoPro. You can go into it with the settings and adjust it down to 50 frames, 50 hertz, or it might be the lighting if you got tube lighting and that sort of thing. So, but your camera seems to be doing great, so I'll just stick with that. So before we wrap it up, any more questions from the guys in the chat? Let's just have a little look at your numbers now. So you're on 952. So it's gone up a few.
Yeah.
Oh, there's my Carissa Bennett. That's not actually Carissa Bennett. That's my niece. So, okay. Right then, we're going to wrap it up now. So thanks for that, Shay. It's great to actually speak to you in person rather than over Messenger and obviously chat in various lives. And hopefully we can at least get you near that 1,000 if possible. So I've just seen, Smelly Cat Creations, how you doing? Right then, so thanks, Shay. Thanks to everyone in the chat. Next week we might be invading Jennifer Staunton. Might be if we can sort it out. If not, we'll get someone else. And Tuesday, obviously, I'll be going live Tuesday as well, 8 o'clock. So all it leaves me to say is thanks, Shay, and I'll see everyone next time.
Thank you, Rich. Absolute pleasure, mate.
You're welcome.